Hello and welcome to Morning Coffee with Maddog Merv. And today, well, we have weather. We have spring weather in Utah, which means snow on the ground, and it'll probably be 50 degrees by this afternoon. Let's see what we got going on the channel this week, shall we? Welcome to Morning Coffee, Maddog Merv. Today,
got our French roast this morning again.
I wonder I'm a big fat guy. I mean,
And then
holy
they
cow.
I always had a schmear.
So he's probably going for bagels. He's trying to steal
Oh my gosh, I can't even believe it.
I have no clue.
And I got a bunch of chores to do. Oh, who wants to do that?
So since last week I pretty much did 2 shout outs, I am going to forego the shout out this week. So this last week we looked at the old Greyhound bus shops that the Board of Education purchased and turned into their maintenance shop. And boy, from somewhere in the 60s all the way until, what was it, I want to say it was 2005, 2006 when they vacated. So it had quite a run. The new shops that they have are really, really nice. And again, it's from a repurposed building that was some kind of a lighting showroom. It's kind of in an industrial area at the end of the district, and that's the offices where I moved into pretty much as soon as I became a supervisor. But the old shops have great history, or had great history. Beautiful old building. There was some interesting questions that were thrown my way, being the historian of the district, when they were getting it cleaned out and ready for whatever they were going to do next. And I think the whole time they had planned to demolish the building because they really couldn't figure out a good use for it at that time. But the land is worth a fortune. And one of the things the land is very, very valuable for is expanding the high school that's right next door to it, almost. And so I know they wanted to hold on to the land for future purposes. But one of the questions that came up was, were they going to have an environmental issue when they tore the building down? Yes, they had to abate the asbestos that would have been down in the boiler room and the boiler jacket, things like that. But there was some concerns that when it was a bus shop, that they used to drain the oil right into what you'd do is you'd dig down a little bit, you'd put a layer of sand, and then on top of that you'd put gravel and drain oil right into the ground. And there was some concerns that there might be some pollution because of that. But it was something I couldn't verify. It was something that when they tore it down, they found out actually didn't happen, which was really good. That Greyhound had been back in the day, had been very responsible and had collected their own oil and used it for other purposes. And it turns out a lot of it was heating that building. There had been one of the areas was actually heated by a heater that worked off of used oil, which was really cool. So anyway, it was a fun project. Not really fun, but it was a project that was a make or break in my career, and the fact that I was able to make it look good, do it without too much of a cost, and do it in a fairly efficient, timely manner. The higher-ups were really happy with that, and so it helped to boost my career, which was great. But the point of the video was that really cool old building. I mean, wow. And the history behind it, those pictures of those buses and those double-decker Greyhounds, wow, that was so cool. Great history, and a lot of the areas here in Salt Lake, and I was fortunate enough to spend some time in that wonderful historic building. And we didn't do a kid hoarder stash last week, but we're supposed to do one this week. And that's going to depend on a couple of different factors. I'm still waiting for my, Hell Driver's Mustang, like a lot of other people are. I have seen some other things come out that I really would like. That blazer from Stranger Things, yeah, that's definitely on my list. And I may have one to review. We'll see. We'll see. But anyway, we're going to plan on doing something for the stash this week. We'll just kind of have to see how it goes. So I must apologize for tomorrow. I'm not sure yet. I know I do this a lot, these last minute things. You guys know I have a lot of stuff going on, and then I get a lot of interruptions with a lot of stuff that goes on. So sometimes it's hard to complete projects in a timely manner. I have been working on completing a few of my car projects that have been sitting here for a while, partially done. We've had shows on some of the bodies that I've painted, and now I'm trying to get some of those finished up to make room for other things. And that takes some time. So I'm still working on that. I'm thinking that tomorrow we might be doing a paint tutorial on how to paint, well, not just how to paint faces, but how to paint the undead. So you guys know I build a lot of those Mobius figures, like the Mummy and the mad scientist, what's her name, the Bride of Frankenstein. There's even a Dracula figure. And it dawned on me recently as I was doing my my Blood Angels, painting my Blood Angels, and I was watching the I don't know what it is. It's made by Warhammer, and it's basically an animation, not a cartoon, but a very well done AI animation. They have several of those out on Warhammer TV. You do have to subscribe. It's not that much. It's like $5-6 a month. But anyway, one of the series installments that they had, it's about 5 hours or 4 hours, something like that. Anyway, is on the Blood Angels. Great piece. But one of the things that it helped to showcase was how the armor looks, how the trim pieces look, but more importantly, how the faces look. And I kind of sort of forgot that the Blood Angels are a little bit more vampire-ish looking, especially as they get older. In other words, they don't have the nice pinkish skin. It's more of an ashen white. And that dawned on me, and I went, uh-oh. No wonder some of my figures aren't looking quite so like they should. So I decided to take up learning how to paint that vampirish looking, skin. Figured that when I do my my Dracula that I have from Mobius, that I'm gonna definitely need to, not paint him with a nice pink skin, So I'm working on a tutorial for how to do that. That could be interesting. I've done tutorials on how to paint and how I paint faces, which is still not very good. I mean, this is probably one of the better ones that I've done here. But he's got nice pinkish skin. Great skin tone. I mean, I actually have finally gotten to the point where I can paint faces, fair. And then I realized, oh, it's way too. It's the wrong color. So. Anyway, I'm putting together this tutorial, and hopefully we'll have it tomorrow, but I'm not 100% sure yet. So stay tuned. We'll see what I actually put out tomorrow. Well, because of the up and down springtime weather here, we've had some 60-degree days this last week, and then we've had some days that are in the 30s. The weather's just been, typical springtime, which is good. We need the moisture. The mountains are getting a ton of snow. That's great, but makes it difficult for the projects that I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to get this thing cleaned out and better organized, trying to get rid of a lot of stuff that I haven't touched in years, I haven't seen in years, or I may never get to again. There's a lot of my aircraft that I've already gotten rid of, and there's still some more aircraft here that, you know what, I got to be realistic. I'm never going to get to build these aircraft. So there's a bunch of stuff I need to go through. Haven't been able to do it yet, as you can see, but I am working on, at least I've got my paints organized. Yay for me. That's a big one, actually. So I've been doing that. I've been working on the Blood Angel Army. You guys saw last week, I kind of gave you a pan down here of the units. I'm working on getting them squared away to a point where they have all of their squad markings on them, the correct squad markings on them. I had to make some changes because I really, even though I have these really cool little, they're called the Firstborn. They're not the big Primaris Marines. They're the smaller ones. I wanted an entire Primaris company. And I've got the figures for them. I've got them built. And it's just all of this detail painting and whatnot. And when you're dealing with 120 figures, it takes a little bit of time. So I did want to show you guys something really cool, though. So I took this 48 scale resin. I guess he's a fighter pilot, not a bomber pilot, but pilot figure, World War II pilot figure. And I put him next to this Age of Sigmar figure that comes from Games Workshop. And look at that. Huh. Well, if he's not 48 scale, then I don't know what is. Pretty cool, huh? So that's why when I've said it before and I looked up, certain things that mentioned, 48 scale, some say that it's in the 50-something scale. Yeah, that's why I go with the 48 scale when I say that. So, obviously the Primaris Marines are much bigger. I mean, they're supposed to be like 8 feet tall people. So, that kind of makes sense, but they're still in that scale. So, anyway, that was kind of one of the fun things I've done here. And again, I've been trying to get my my army finished, which has taken a lot of time. So anyway, it's been a busy week that way. And like I said, I've been getting into some of my car kits. This 70 Camaro Baldwin Motion that I painted purple a while back. I have 2 of those. I have one red and I have one purple. I need to get those finished. So anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. You guys have a wonderful rest of a weekend, and I will see you tomorrow with something. I have no idea what, but something. Take care. Bye-bye.